Here is an interesting curse stone, carved with Punic maledictions against anyone who might disturb it. And as soon as an inscription like this is found, we make a squeeze of it with wet paper, so that experts can get to work at once to decipher its meaning. So dire were the threats on this stone that our Arab diggers refused to dig further until they got a raise in wages. Our excavations in the temple of Tanit and Moloch disclose the inscriptions relating to the family of Hannibal, the greatest of all Carthaginian generals. This work must be done with the greatest care. Thousands of tons of earth have to be brushed and sifted so that not even the smallest coin, jewel, or other relic may be lost. One of the most amazing of all our finds was the temple of the goddess Tanit, the equivalent of the Phoenician Astarte and consort of the terrible god Moloch. In these temple ruins we found urns, at first just a few, and then we dug further. There were hundreds, yes, thousands of them, each containing the bones and ashes of a child that had been sacrificed to these gods. In time of famine or war, the parents were forced to sacrifice their most precious possessions. So we find in many of these carefully sealed urns marvelous jewels and other riches, plus the bones of their firstborn. In 3 years' work, here we uncovered 18,000 of these horror relics. A more pleasant discovery followed the raising of this 3,000-pound stone that sealed the grave of a dancing girl. Her remains were surrounded by the gifts of her admirers of 30 centuries ago. Great amphor or wine jugs once filled with the richest vintages of North Africa. Many perfume bottles too, and rouge, and other cosmetic containers. She was buried with her fine jewels, even with her golden dancing cymbals, so that she might be sure to delight the admirers in the next world as she had in this one. Priceless are the ornaments found in this grave. She literally had rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Digging deeper into civilization's layer cake, we find the pottery works of the Phoenician epoch and North African occupation. A great mass of pottery has been protected through the centuries under its deep blanket of sand and earth. Among our finds, a child savings bank, very much like the little piggy banks of our own time, and with its 6 coins, the date 300 BC. Many children's toys, too, that tell much about the customs of the elders as well, for even then did the toys of the young copy the implements of the adults. Milk bottles in those days were used like this. Higher in the mound we found the house where Cato, the Roman philosopher who opposed Caesar, committed suicide. Here we found some marvelous frescoes and historical manuscripts. Such houses also disclose gorgeous mosaic floors, paintings in stone, made of bits of smooth marble of many colors. In viewing this picture, you are sharing one of the great thrills of an archaeologist's life, the original disclosure of an important link in mankind's chain of culture. Such mosaics often depict battle scenes, hunting scenes, and other phases of ancient life. They are real works of art.